So I did it. I created it back when I was in high school.
As Suburban, or was it a different name?
It was called Suburban Lifestyles.
Okay.
Yeah. So the whole concept was like, again, I had the opportunity to go to middle school in the Valley. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was out there with like rich Jewish kids and shit like that.
It's a common thing though. A lot of people do get
Yeah, for sure. But like, you know, I was coming home, and at that time I lived in Inglewood, but I was coming home and we was living like, it was bullshit. But I would just see two different dynamics. You know what I mean? Like, I go out there, and I remember one of my homies, young Jewish kid, he was showing me like this big ass boxy car. He used to always get dropped off in his car. He like, you see that? I used to see him like, bro, it's an ugly ass car. He like, nah, the trunk space. And we was in middle school. He's telling me about the trunk space, telling me about the rims and shit. And as an adult, I realized like his mom was pulling him up in a fucking G-Wagon, like cooped up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, that ugly ass car. But as an adult, I realized like these niggas had money, fool. Like, they was caked up, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, I'll be honest with you, bro. Like, that school just taught me shit about business.
Yeah.
Like, they had this program where like they let us like rent out our teacher's classroom, and they was teaching us about taxes and business, and like it was ridiculous. I wasn't really paying attention, but it did get in my brain a little bit.
It clicked later on.
It clicked later on, and so when I ended up coming back to high school in LA, my mind was already like, I'm looking around at the homies. I'm like, yo, like back there we was creating shit, clothing brands, all this different shit. And
in 2012, that was like heavy in the blog era, right?
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. And so it's heavy in the blog era. One of my homies named Craig, shout out Craig York. He got into this like gifted program.
Yeah.
I'm a competitive ass nigga, bro. So I'm like, you in a gifted program? I'm like, I'm finna go just to go. So I went in there. Long story short, we ended up meeting this guy named Queon Martin who owned a blog. When I seen that, he kind of like let me do a few like he let me write a little bit for it, and I was like, yo, I want to blog too. And then my homie's like, what we gonna call it? I think as we start to go through it, I'm like, bro, like we living over here in the hood, but I'm like, I just came from the suburbs. I'm like, nigga, let's call that shit Suburban Lifestyles, because that's how we trying to live. Nigga, we wanted the Benz, but we wanted to own that shit. You know what I'm saying? A house with a nice gate and shit. So in the beginning, I was trying to like put niggas on to some better shit. But niggas want the bullshit, so I had to give them the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? But that's how it started, bro. Like, that was the whole idea, and we just had a blog spot. And we didn't even have an Instagram. Instagram wasn't even out.
Was it music-based, or was it just a culture as a whole?
It was culture as a whole. Like, bro, literally, I was going to Complex. You know what Complex is? You can go to the site today. I was literally copying and pasting their articles and just posting that bitch. Like, yeah, that's us. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I just never gave up from there, bro. I was grinding that shit for a minute.
And when did it have like a nice little spark where you were like, yo, this is working?
Damn, truth be told, bro, I probably grinded that out till like maybe a year before COVID. So I was just stuck. And then I did take like 2 years off, because I ended up going to school in Atlanta. I went to Morehouse. And I took like 2 years off, and then I was like, you know, I ain't trying to do this. I'm going to drop out. I'm going to go back and do my thing. So I started building it again from there. Slow. And then I want to say like 2 years before COVID, because you know what happened? This nigga Justin LeBoy came out and started posting tweets.
Yeah,
bro.
Little sentences.
Yes. So all the shit we post now, like the news and shit, we was doing that. Nobody wanted it. It was like, I was trying to get these niggas like, oh, this new house just got bought for $10 million. Nobody wanted that. I just started posting toxic shit like LA
That's
niggas
what they
ain't
wanted,
shit.
right? That's
I was like, they start Long Beach is weird. I started doing all that.
Which we're gonna get into that later.
Yeah, I started doing all that shit and I started getting attention. So I doubled down on it. And that's when we like took off. You know what I'm saying? All the controversial shit. The shit that they like get on me about is the shit that blew us up.
That's what blows up, right? The controversial. That's what everybody wants to see, dog. That's why shows like Love Island pop off, bro. Because people want to see the drama, dog.
Bro, I was watching with this girl. I'm like, you know this is fake, right? She's like, it's not fake. It's real. That shit is crazy. but to that point, and even like now, I feel like I've been trying to like stop posting so much controversial shit, but I'm able to see like different little brands popping up that's doing what we used to do.